Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another video here on Run It Back MTG. I appreciate all the views, everything that's been going on since we came back with Final Fantasy. And we're going to hop into another draft here. Just got done with this absolutely ridiculous list that included all 5 colors, Gladiolus, Buster Sword, all kinds of stuff there. Might end up doing a draft review on it because I did not record the games, but they are pretty wild. Pretty wild stuff. Waiting to hop into the draft here. Looking for probably the Traveling Chocobo, the one that ends up pulling lands off the top of your library and birds off the top of your library. We need one for our collection. Let's see if we can pull one in draft here. A Nagila. Wow. Tough to turn down Nagila. But also, this Kuja is one I have not played with and is very good. End step, you get a wizard. And if you have 4 wizards, and it turns into all your wizards dealing double damage. Nagila, very fun. But I like this. We're going to take black-red wizards. Hopefully we can go all in. Even if we don't go all in on wizards, this kind of is all in on wizards in their own right? Like if you make 2 wizards from this and then you start pinging off your opponent's face, that is where we want to be at. I'm going to hopefully find there's a 3-mana 1/3 that makes a wizard, and both the 1/3 and the token are wizards. So if you can curve that into this, it flips over pretty much right away. Something that we can keep an eye out for. What do we see here? A Battle at the Bridge, which is really Fatal Push. That's probably worth it. Call of the Mountain Chocobos. I mean, when you're looking at wizards, it doesn't really matter the mana value of your spell. Also, this Genji Glove did really, really well against me in my last draft. Somebody had played it with Thunder, Army of One, and then also, I think it's called Arms Dealer or Weapons Dealer, something like that. It's a 4-mana 2/2 that draws a card, and then at the beginning of combat, you can pay 1 to equip an equipment to a creature you control. And so bypassing the equip cost was kind of a big deal. Really, we're just going to be looking for Black Wizard's Rod, Black Mage's Rod, and cheap things. Golly, are we Zodiark? Umbral God? Each player sacrifices half their non-god creatures, put a 1 encounter in this. It's an indestructible god. Man, super powerful stuff. The only thing I'm looking at here is the rest of this is like not super exciting. Phantom Train kind of works with Kuja. You spit out the wizards, you make the wizards. Blazing Bomb works if we're playing big spells, but that's not really what we want to be doing with little things. I'm going to take this Zodiark. I don't know if we're going to play it. I don't know if we're going all in. This is a speculative pick. I'm going to take this for now, and we're just going to see. If we just keep getting thrown black stuff, oh gosh. Make a wizard. This is also that other wizard that we were talking about. But I think Circle of Power, 1, it's black. 2, I think it's just as equally powerful as the rest of these cards. And 3, one of the big problems I've found with this format is flooding out. Not necessarily like just drawing too many lands, but like not having enough card draw within your lands. Because you still have to run your 17 lands. 16 if you work it out. Or 18 if you really need them, blah, blah, blah. But you also need to make sure that you're continuing to draw good spells throughout, right? Like if you just have 4 of these things, sure, you're going to draw a couple, but they're kind of low impact unless you have the consistent card velocity, the number, just sheer number of cards in order to ping pong your opponent to death. I feel like in order to play Zodiark, we need 12 black sources. So we're gonna have to end up doing quite a bit of either mana fixing. I mean, this sort of helps. Marlborough also helps. Resentful Revelation, very good in this style of deck with Black Mage's Rod and stuff because it's a cheap thing that consistently gets you that card velocity. But I think we're gonna take this this dual land here, because that allows us to continue to play more black sources. Right now we could go like 11-5 plus Vector. Instant Ramen is fine. Realms sketching, also very powerful stuff, and might be something we would just take a look at. Combat Tutorial also sort of plays in that aspect of things. I'm not 100% sold on Black-Red. I would love to be Black-Red, but like there's absolutely a place where we end up in like Black-Blue, and Realm Sketching is a very, very powerful card. Other things we'd love to see. I mean, we saw quite a bit of red cards from that one. Laughing Mad, very good. Marlboro, very good. Hektai is very good. Marlboro's more black sources, but we've already seen 2 coming from the right. So there's a good possibility that we might end up seeing more. Hektai is just a very powerful card. We talked about card advantage kind of being there, and Hektai is just being a straight up 2-for-1 is very good. I'm going to take, so Combat Tutorial is a good card. I'm not super thrilled on Coral Sword here. Haste Magic is fine. I'm going to take World Map because it plays with wizards, like the Black Mage's Rod, but then also it is both a red and black source. I'm probably not cutting very many lands out of this until we start getting like 2 to 3. Traino Dark City would continue to allow us to splash or move into blue if we need it. So I think I'm on that. Sahagin I'm like not super thrilled on. And Capital City also sort of tracks, but it doesn't play well with Zodiark. So I think I'm not going to take that. I'm going to take Traino. Namaru Trader is fine, because that also helps us fix for black. Blazing Bomb also fine, even if we can't trigger it now. I think I'm sort of off the Blazing Bomb. Let's just continue to go with Namazu Trader. Syncopate is just a better card than Sorcerer's Schemes, and we're not 100% in red. We could be in blue. We've got 3 good blue cards here, so it's very possible that we end up in blue-black. Virtue. Oh, this is a Lightning Bolt. Tough to take that away from us in our sort of Plinky Burn deck. I don't think we're Ultima, because that's like exactly the opposite of Zodiark. And then Absolute Virtue. Sick card, but like very clearly not where we're going to be. So I'm going to just take this Lightning Bolt. And see where we go from there. We have both a Fatal Push and a Lightning Bolt in this deck. Incredible. Triple Triad. No thanks. The Emperor of Palamecia. Gosh. Is that where we're on? I'm not sure. Maybe it's Blitzball. Blitzball continues to also be, but it also could be World Map. Like, those are fine. For Zodiark. The other option we could do is we've got all these blue cards. We could just drop the Zodiark altogether. We've got some good fixing here. Take the Emperor and go that route. And I think that is likely, although less fun, the correct way to go. People are passing this kind of stuff. We should take it. Suplex is great. Sephiroth's is great. Veins is great. All of these are incredible. I'm a little bit less on the Suplex just because we're sort of just touching red. We're splashing red. And then between the Veins and the Sephiroth's does trigger our like Emperor of Palamecia. Veins would be fun too. I'm going to take the Sephiroth's because we have Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push for early game stuff. Quistis Trape is incredible with Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push, so we're going to take that. I did also note the Merchant was good. Another Vector, Imperial Capital. I'll see Albert Scavengers, another Quistis Trape, which is great. Another Veins Treachery, which is great. It's really tough for me not to take another Quistis, just because it's a body. It's also really tough for me not to take this Vector, because the more black lands we take, the more likely we are able to play the Zodiark. But we've seen quite a few. I'm going to take the Quistis Trape for now, and I think we're squarely in blue-black. Little splash of red. Summon Shiva and Marlboro are the 2 big ones. I think we just take the one that draws us cards and locks down the board. I do think we are splashing red. But we'll see where things end up. Scorpion Sentinel is a very good early game card just to kind of continue things on. I also see Laughing Mad as a way to continuously do our 4+ mana non-creature spells, but I don't think we really need it quite yet. Combat Story continues to be great. My Sitting Elder, the card we were talking about with Kuja. But things like Emperor is also wizards, so maybe we don't need that. I'm going to take a second combat tutorial. And I'm going to, because that pairs really well with this Emperor that we're going to take here. I saw the dual land, and it is very good, but I think Emperor is exactly the card that you want. We're playing decks like this. Feeling very confident with where things are at. So here, I'm kind of in on the Hill Gigas, but also a world map. And I think world map is functionally this is, world map for 2, but also could be a Hill Gigas, whereas world map could be anything else. It could even be a mountain. Don't think we're playing Ignis. Merchant seems very promising. I like that. Yeah, wow, we got the Vector back. That's really great too. And this can go on the sideboard. What is this? Noctis. Artifact spells. Okay. It's good, but it's not for us. Dragoon's Wyvern, Cargo Ship, Poison the Waters. I'm not really sold on any of these cards. I'm pretty low on Dragoon's Wyvern, especially if you don't have anything to equip it with. So I think I'm kind of down just to take another merchant and keep the cards flowing. We're going to prioritize having some gates. Or I could keep calling them gates. Towns. And I think the tap land town is probably one of the ones that we want. The one that you pick a color when it comes into play. Because we have some dual colored ones. We're going to have to see how we end up as far as our colors are concerned. But if we can still end up getting probably 11 black sources in the deck, I think we can still look at running Zodiark. Rook Turret is not particularly good. Vincent's Limit Break. I don't really love that. I feel like we'd want to end up putting that on the... we're going to run out of stuff to do, especially if we do a bunch of tokens. I might just take this one and play it as a swamp, as another town for our Kikurin merchants. Ulthos and Queen Braun. Oh, Queen Braun is probably really good for us. Black Mage's Rod is good for us. Traino is good for us. Thunder Magic is good for us. And even Dreams of Laguna are all pretty good. So, tough to argue against the Traino if we're going to be taking the Zodiark. Tough to argue against Black Mage's Rod, as that's kind of the whole purpose of the deck. Queen Braun is kind of like Black Mage's Rod, but only on attacks. I think we're going to take the Queen and have it be worth splashing, along with the Emperor. Ultros, pretty good. I think I'm being swayed to the Ultros, especially because there's an outside chance we could always syncopate X equals 7. This Namazu Trader is looking a little sketchy, but maybe it's what we need if we were going to play 3 colors plus Zodiark. Blue-red land is tough to turn down. Ice Magic also very powerful, but we talked about needing more towns. We talked about more fixing. A blue-red land, although does not fix for black, it means that we don't need as many islands and mountains, so therefore we can put more swamps in. Circle of Power continues to not only does it continue to make more wizards, it also draws cards, and it can bolster our life total a little bit later in the game. I'm seeing we have 2 combat tutorials, 2 Circle of Powers, 2 Kikurin merchants. A Thief's Knife is probably good. What is this thing? A Laboratory Maniac. I don't think we're that in-depth to things. We'll take the Thief's Knife. The Merchants here. And then even Shiva continues to draw cards a little bit. I'm not going to count that too much because it like draws one card. I don't think we want a side quest here. But maybe we do. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy to get stuff in the graveyard. Okay, let's take that. I think I'm off one of the combat tutorials. I don't think we're going to play this. I guess this is one of the card that goes on the sideboard. And like the rest of these picks don't really matter. Oh, I'll take this for 20 gems. Yeah, I don't think we're playing that either. That probably doesn't get played. We have a couple cuts to make ice. Oh, dang. Ice magic? That still gets played too. Couple cuts to make, and I'm not really sure what we're going to do with them. I think the answer is if we're playing Zodiark, we are playing both world maps. And this is currently 9-10 black sources. And so we would have to cut at least one more thing. But if we cut a couple of either blue and or red cards, it's probably blue cards because all our red cards are insane. If we got a couple blue cards, then we can also like skimp on one more island. And so it's probably some of this card draw. It's probably Namazu Trader, so we're going to get that thing out of here, get this side quest out of here. Trape is good, Thief's Knife is good, Combat Tutorial. Maybe Combat Tutorial isn't necessary, especially because the Circle of Powers are very good with the Emperor anyway. Alright, I'm down to cut that. We're more of a tap-out control than we are with Syncopate, but Syncopate's the only thing that can get Ultros going. So I think we might actually just cut like both of those. Bop, bop. And then just play more tap-out control. And then we can shave one of these and add another swamp. Get Zodiark in here. And get ready to roll! All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, round one. We are attempting to spells our way to a god. Yeah, this is fine. We get to play island into world map. We do this because if we happen to naturally draw the mountain, we want to do that with the Emperor. We didn't, but we did draw red source, which is great because now that means we can go get probably a blue source out of our thing here because we've got 2 double blue cards in hand. The other option we could do is we could continue to get black. But I don't think we need that. Let's grab blue. Let's discard this Realm Sketchings. Let's play Island, Emperor, and World Map. And then we already now have one wizard. Kuja is a second wizard, and it makes a third wizard. And so that looks pretty promising. More black sources is good. If we go get a black source with our world map, that means that we have now 4 black sources. The Vector in hand. Yep. This means that we're probably going to be taking, or we're going to be sacrificing the Emperor because I think Kuja is going to be better for us overall. Yeah. Continuing to make wizards is great, and then, you know, the flip side is pretty incredible as well. We're going to Thief's Knife here. pink, get you for 1. This doesn't make a wizard. No, it makes a thief, right? A rogue, sure. And then untap, make a thing. Yep. Yeah, Squall is good. I think we just take our 6. Because now we can also go get a swamp. We can play our swamp, we can play our Shiva, we can tap down the Squall. We can get in with these 2 and then see if we can trade off tokens. Yep, that's fine. Now we have a 4/6 that deals double damage. This thing it's an elemental. This is likely worth a block here, I think. And that's fine. Because now we get to add stuff here. Attack for 10. Yeah, and this is a pretty easy chump on their part. We're going to end up playing our now 2-mana 4/4 as a follow-up. Yikes, that's pretty wild stuff. Sure. I mean, Squall can attack, and it can deal us 6. We also could just, I think, chump block it with the wizard. We don't have any non-creature spells, so might as well gain our 6 life with that. And then here, OP is taking 10 again if they don't trade. Or they're taking 4 if they just chomp. But the trade obviously seems better. Now they're down to... Oh, and then I even get to draw a card because of the thieves. Ha! I completely forgot about that. Yep, that's pretty good. Let's play Heck Dies, which is now a better thing to be... now a better thing to be chumping with because it doesn't deal double damage. Yeah, I'm going to chump here just so that way we don't get like Vincent's Limit Break or something like that with the double strike. Double strike can get pretty nasty. Sure. Okay, I'm going to equip over here to this 1/1. Because now when we attack like this, they still have to do something about this trance. And we still get in for 2, so any non-creature spell should be able to ping them down for lethal. We didn't get one, but that's okay. We now have our appropriate amount of black. Oh, we had it already. Yeah, that's fine. Continue to chump. Yeah, this is still fine. Continue to attack. Now we have 2 lethal threats. Kirkran Mage is great. I think we equip the Thief's Knife over here because then it also blocks the Squall. But now, okay, even if they, let's say, grabbed an overkill to kill this thing, any non-creature spell, oh, dang, that's a good one. Dang. Am I dead? Are we dead? Oh, my God. Incredible. Tap down the mage and now give their... Oh, wait, do they have to do... They have to attack alone. Attacks alone, okay. So they gain a bunch of life. Holy cow. What a rip. Okay, I guess we go over here now. Chump. Wow. Arden, I can't believe we lost this game. We didn't even get to draw all our cards with a merchant. Holy buckets. Oh, man. Okay. I guess we want Syncopate back because that's a huge thing. And I guess just, like, don't flood. Don't flood is the answer. Holy cow. We're going to be on the play. We will keep this hand because we just got to draw some gas. Anything that we have in the deck is great. Heck dies is great. We'll get this Emperor rolling early because discarding from a hand of 7 is kind of pointless, but we're still going to do it anyway. Develop this out. And then we don't have a ton of looting, but also got a ton of stuff to do with our deck. We didn't see a single circle of power last game. I know we only have 2, but like you'd think that we'd see 1. Sure. Heck dies worked out perfectly. Oh my gosh, and we drew the second Emperor Palamecia. Alright, well, whatever. OP's probably going to kill it at some point, so playing the second one's going to be helpful. Yeah, it kind of works out. Continue to play more black sources. Hopefully get towards our 5th, and also hopefully drawing Zodiark. Noctis. Okay. OP's got a deck over there, and it is working. Continue to draw more lands. Seed would be dead. Like, we would be pretty dead with Seed. Oh my god. Flood. Yep. Okay, ice magic. We're not dead yet. We are now dead. Holy cow. We could have like shuffled their sit away, and then that would have put a 1/1 counter, and that would have blocked here, putting us to exactly 1 if they didn't have a single thing. But I mean, what can you do? I can't believe we lost to a huge bomb, and oh, this is just the story of the format. We got this super sick deck, things are going well, and just something happens in the game. Just every time something happens, but still a lot of fun. We'll see you in game 2. All right, round 2. After our heartbreaking round 1, we got it. We're gonna go. Let's do it. Hand's great, magic's great, deck's great. I fully expect now after our heartbreaking loss in round 1 to just curb stomp both of our opponents in round 2 for a very clear 2-1. Boop boo UFO, you got it. Black Mage Rod. Yeah, land on the battlefield. Man, is this just mono green ramp? Whenever they're doing something wild, I always got to check how many cards they're playing. And this gamer is playing 40 some, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus 3 is 9. 43 cards. I love it. Okay, we're going to play a swamp. We're going to play a world map. We're like never blocking this thing, so I'm just going to attack. If they want to trade off, I'm happy with that. Yeah, very happy with this. Kind of down just for whatever they're doing. We'll just copy it with realm sketching this next turn. Monk's Fist, not going to copy that. I'd much rather copy our own Black Mage's Rod. That's pretty much the same thing. Yep. Put more lands onto the battlefield. We probably won't actually fire off this realm sketching just because they got a ton of lands, right? And like, what are the odds that they're actually going to do something with them all? Pretty good in green, right? There's some big 7/7 or something. So might as well get whatever they're having, even if that means taking a little bit of damage from this Monk's Fist. Continue to find out swamps. Continue to draw lands. We'll play the swamp because that's what they know about. If they happen to ever play a spell, we can snag that. But, I mean, most likely what's going to happen is they're going to play a thing, we're going to realm sketching it, and then we can continue to move on until we can Quista Strape realm sketching again. Okay. I'm getting got for 2. I am getting got for 2. 1 in the air. Love it. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Draw a little something something here. All right. They draw Grand Pulse Ochu. I'm not sold. They don't even have 7 mana or 8 mana. Okay. Continue to draw nothing on our side. But I suppose we kind of talked about doing a realm sketching and then Quista Strape realm sketching. But in this situation, if they draw a land and they activate, it's fine. We can just take the, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? We'll just take 5. And if they draw something that's not a land, that is probably worth, I think. It's tough to say, really. Let's take our 2. Circle of Power. All right, we're going to cast that. Getcha. Blink, blink. Where's our Fatal Push? Where's our Lightning Bolt? Emperor of Palamecia. We're going to do it. And then we do get to blink off with our wizard. Oh, 2 wizards. Great. This creature deals... All right, so we're going to gain a little bit of life. And I think the Heck Dice is not that important to me. We're going to attack with it to gain our 3 life. And if they want to trade it, deal. If they don't want to trade, just fine. We have a town we can go get. Otherwise, we can continue to go get black sources. Yeah, I think we just go and continue to go get black sources. So right now we're taking 4 if they activate. Because they don't really get to attack with this token. But they're not going to do that. They must have something they want to play. Thief's Knife. All right. Man, do we just like Quista Strape, Circle of Power again? I'm kind of down. Gets a counter on our Emperor of Palamecia. We are going to attack him with his Heck Dice, because even if it trades with this hero token, that's fine by me. But apparently it's going to trade with a 3/3. Also fine by me. Man, we've got so many wizards. These are all wizards. That's a wizard. This is a wizard. That's incredible. Kinakuko May. Continuing to plink in. Going to get a black source. Summon Shiva. Okay. Summon Shiva seems fine. Tap the Death Toucher. Blink. And I think we're just gonna realm sketching the Shiva and just like also tap down the Kinakugame. And get in for as much as they'll let us. Okay, we're getting in for 6. And now I think any non-creature 4 or greater gets us there. Oh, because the one's not in our graveyard doesn't count anymore, so maybe not. Man, maybe I do want one of these combat tutorials instead of a merchant. It's just wild how much we're flooding out. Like, I know we're playing 17 lands and 2 world maps, but, like, it's just wild to me. Maybe we play the side quest, because that is a non-creature 4 or greater. And then, like, if we are flooding out, the side quest is actually, like, draw 3 cards instead of some looting. Much like a brainstorm. There we go. Bing bonk. All right. Game 2 of round 2. Trying to not flood in the format. Okay. We have a game plan. It is called Wizards. It is more Wizards. All right, we're going to start with this because we have an untapped blue source. I mean, that's the game plan that they want to do. We're going to continue to play tap black sources, I think. Emperor would be really good for us. Prish's Wandering, sure. This thing doesn't have flying? No, just indestructible. I'm really curious about what they're ramping to, or if they're just ramping to ramp. Okay. So in that case, I think we are going to play Queen Braun. So that way she can keep getting more wizards along with Kuja. Side quest, catch a fish. You got it. More ramp. Which is incredible to me. Like, this is ramp in white. This is, that kind of stuff doesn't really happen. Okay, play the Kuja. We now have 2 wizards. And we will have a third, hopefully shortly. No attacks. 2 wizards. They did not catch a fish. Prish's Wanderings. Okay. Man, 1 kill spell, and we're just going to bust this wide open, huh? But even still, if we go like Circle of Power, then that's going to make a third wizard. And then Kuja makes a 4th one on end step. We get to kind of a free attack with Kuja here because the only thing that gets us is Tifa's Limit Break, and even if it does, it's not really the end of the world for us. Yeah, great. Now we have big threat. Lots of little blinker doodads. God, I love these wizards. Wizards are my favorite. Another poo-poo UFO. They are about it. I don't know if they realize that the second aspect is just towns, or maybe the first aspect is exciting. But they brought in more cards. They have more cards. We are 1 land away from... Okay, so we're going to play Black Mage's Rod. And I think we're going to Ice Magic the dog or the UFO. If we do the UFO, then we get to attack with both things. You know what we can do is we can attack... We can attack with both the Queen and the Trance, getting another thing. And if the Queen's going to trade with Renoa, that's fine. But if they block with the poo-poo, then we can bounce the dog, leaving Renoa all to herself. And then a 4/3, which does double. Oh, wait, this isn't a wizard. That doesn't matter. We'll be just fine. Worked out. I thought this was going to deal double damage, but it's not a wizard. It just makes wizards. Yeah, how come this couldn't happen last match, right? Isn't this like how we want the deck to work? And it is. Work it. Even if they kill our trance, literally any non-creature spell, of which we can pluck out with Quistis, deals 5 damage. The poo-poo. Masamune, it's a good card. I think we just Circle of Power here. Yeah! Alright, lots of fun. Let's see what we can do in round 3. Alright, round 3 against the old Rocky Sausage. Yucks. That was both yikes and yuck in my hand. Zodiark is a mulligan. We don't have enough lands, so down we go. This is much better. And I think we're going to... We could pitch either the Baron or we could pitch an island. I think we're going to pitch an island because we don't really have anything to play on any curve. So we're just going to continue to play out our stuff. This is fine. That also means that we can sort of play Hectize next turn and Baron. Item Shopkeep is fine. Yeah, play this, discard. And then we can start making wizards. You're a wizard, Harry. Grab a land, likely unimportant. See what they play. A Samurai's Katana is a good card. I'm not particularly against it, but no blocks here. We make a wizard. Okay, that's a little aggressive. They probably have some trick, but let's... I see. Okay. They have a thunder magic? Is this a fire magic? A suplex. Sure. Time to realm sketching, and originally I thought this was only creatures, but you can hit any artifact, creature, or land, so might as well make our own 3/3 and see what they do about it. It doesn't have menace anymore, so here we just trade and take 1, and now we can suit up our Hectize. Yep. Trade. Trade. And then even Black Wizard being a 2/3 is not unreasonable. Warrior Sword is a little bit of a lot. We now have our 5 black mana, so it is time for Zodiark. Umbral God? Umbral God. It's time. Now is the time. No blocks. I also would accept both Lightning Bolt and Fatal Push. Monk's Fist, sure. The Merchant. I think it'll end up being okay. We'll see how it plays out. Right, like they can't equip the katana to both of their things. So we get just to chump and or eat one. Alright, so go to 1. Queen Brawn. Okay, so even though we got tapped out of Zodiark, I think we're still going to be okay. We're probably going to Sephiroth that. If we do that, we can't do this. So let's do the thing that gains us a little bit of life back. Yep. Zidane. We're still alive. Yeah. Yep, we're fine. Sephiroth this. Battle at the bridge here. Take 2, go to 1. And then Zodiark means they have to sacrifice Zidane. And I'm a black mana short the whole time. Oh, that sucks. I miscounted my black mana. No. I think that means that they equip this. They have a 6/5. Okay, no, we're fine. If they equip, we are just fine. If they equip anything else, then we just get to chump. Tapping. Okay. Up to 3 creatures and they only did 2. Okay. Chump. Ah, no. Bonk. Dang. Dang. We prayed for the god. The god came. We died. All right, we're going to just do a little bit of early card manipulation, a little bit of can tripping. We're gonna count both of our maps as a land, and go down to 18 lands then. All right. No black sources, but also no black spells. So just going to play our world map, be happy with that, and then hopefully plink and plonk our way to a victory. Sabotender is easily blocked by the Kirkrin Mage. And then I'm hoping that we're going to be able to end up putting it either on top, or then hopefully our opponent selects bottom. Right on time, Zodiark. The mage can help us loot some things away. I don't really think I want to loot anything away at this moment. Maybe island, but we can always check it out. More than anything else, we're probably just going to ice magic this turn. Okay. If that's the case, then I think we are going to loot. Because we can't really ice magic that. I'm going to put away this island now because we don't need it. Sephiroth's is not particularly strong against a bunch of tokens. Sabotender now doing 3 damage to us over the course of the game. Attacking in. Okay. We block. We take 2. Great. We're getting suplexed. Do I want to ice magic my own creature back to me? And I think the answer is kinda yeah, right? Like, it's very clearly a problem for them. So let's just make it a problem. We got some stuff to do. So we can either play the Emperor and the Kirkin Mage. The other opportunity we could play is Quistastrape and get rid of the Sabotender. But it's not really done much, so I think I'm just going to play these 2 things. Because now we can also go like Quistastrape into Ice Magic from the bin. Okay, sounds like Sephiroth's is on the board. Yeah, Sephiroth's into Dreams. That's fine. Actually, if we're going to cast Dreams, there's no reason not to cast Dreams here in the hopes that we hit a land. And if it's a tap land, it's going to be important. So let's play that. And now we can cast Sephiroth on the Hilgigas. There is a white spell that could like get us here, but people aren't really playing it. I haven't seen it too much. Maybe it's a rare? Is that why? I just haven't seen it very much. Sure. Continuing to play out stuff. We are also continuing to play out stuff. I don't really need this suplex, so let's just do this. Summon Shiva. That's a good one. But now that I say that, I actually think we do need to play the suplex. The difference between having 2 shopkeeps is like nothing, so we're just going to get rid of the Sabotender. So it doesn't continue to deal more damage. Okay. Sentinel's good. The players summon Shiva. They tap down their big thing. That now is Menace. The players Scorpion Sentinel. And this next turn we probably just do the Kirkin Mage. Tap this down. Just gonna draw some cards. Oh dang. Circle of Power, huh? Flips over the Emperor and then lets us gain some life. Oh, we'll even attack with this thing because it also has lifelink. Think. Get you for 4. Gain a bunch of other life. I don't really see how they get out of this one. Alright. Sick, we got there. Alright. Just one more of those and we'll be done. Never casting the Umbral God. Even though we could have in round 1. Yeah, this is fine. The Dream's looking really good here. And then also Thief's Knife looking very positive as well. Do need a red source, obviously, for both of our things we're looking at. Red Mage's Rapier. I'll take that for now. We can play the Thief's Knife next turn. Oh, we'll just play this. Play the mage. If they have the equipment, but apparently they most likely have a suplex, and that's fine. Totally fine. Red source is better, so let's play the Thief's Knife. And then next turn we probably play Kuja and a tap land, because the following turn we go like Emperor plus Dreams. Yeah, that's also fine. Draw a card. Play Trano. What are we on? 4 black sources? Oh god. Zodiark is a-coming. Sure, that's a good one. Okay. Let's go Emperor here, which actually will flip over our Kuja on end step. That means that our Dreams is going to now deal 4 damage to the opponent. Yep. Yeah, that's fine. We'll block here. I don't really know what the scoop is. They might have another suplex, I guess. But even still, that's fine. Let's do our double damage and get our spell. Tough to turn down a 2-mana 4/4. What do we have here for greater? Nothing. Oh, but Sephiroth is great. So, Sephiroth this thing. Attack like this. Draw a card. Win the game! Oh yeah! So, what did we learn? Very clearly, we should not have played the Umbral God. If for no other reason than 1, we never cast it. It wasn't very necessary. It would be sweet, but going 3 colors and also 5 pips in black, pretty tough. But then 2, it would have affected our mana base. Like, we probably could have shaved off 2 of these swamps. If this isn't in here, we play like a combat tutorial, take out 1 world map, I think. And like, we could even play this Eden and take out another swamp. Like, this is very fine as a deck. Wait, how many lands do we have? 16 lands. Yeah, and then we'd still probably play this Dreams in here. We'd probably play Syncopate and look at something like this instead. And it's like very clearly better. It's like a 17 lands thing, but tried something, didn't work, and it is a 1-2 story of the format. Hopefully we can settle in and start getting some trophies for y'all. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you next week. Today is Friday, so we're going to end up posting this one today, and then we'll take the weekend off and get moving again next week. See ya!